You talk to DeForest Buckner, you just see a mature human being, right? Now he's in his 30s. He's played a lot of football. And so when you hear from him and you hear the kind of wisdom that he can share with other players like Laiatu Latu, I think it's very instructive as to how important DeForest Buckner is on this team, both on the field and off the field. Here's DeForest Buckner.
Just a reminder, I always remind them all the time, like it's going to take time because I've been in his shoes. And like you said, being a high draft pick, being drafted to make an immediate impact, that's a lot of pressure, on a young kid and coming into the league and trying to find himself and, how he, measures up to the competition at this level. But he's been coming along, and I always remind him too, like I told him early on in the season, like, hey, sometimes it might not come immediately. All of my sacks my rookie year came in the second half of the season, and I told him, like, the more reps that I got, the slower the game, became for me, and it started to slow down, and I was able to see more and, really play my game. So I feel like he's been really coming along over the, past month. And, there's sometimes, they might not be racking up the, on the stat sheet, but he's consistently back there. So it's been fun to watch.
What's made Denver's offensive line so good at protecting the passer?
Yeah, they do a lot of good things, really protection-wise as well. Mixing up some of the protections, moving the pocket for Bo, and he's been doing a really good job with evading the rush in the pocket. We actually just got done watching a whole scramble tape, and he's been impressive this year, being able to get out of trouble and extend plays.
How much has he changed from what you guys saw from him in the preseason? Because he played quite a bit, I think.
Yeah.
What you saw in the preseason to how he's developed through the year. How much has he changed?
His confidence, his confidence in his arm and being able to, squeeze the ball in tight places, and his accuracy.
Is there any usefulness from that tape? I mean, you weren't out there, but just because you see him going against your scheme, can you use that at all?
Yeah, a little bit, and just the matchups up front. You know what I'm saying? They have the same line that they had in the preseason. So seeing, I know it's good for a lot of the guys in the room to see their rushes against the guys and how they played against those guys in the matchup. So, and how to really attack it. Some of the things that hurt them throughout that game.
Is it fairly rare that you face a team in the preseason you're going to see again in the regular season?
I feel like it is, yeah. Usually you don't really play the same team from the preseason, so it's just a pretty unique matchup.
You always do such a good job of recognizing formations and like what they're going to run. What does Sean Payton do that makes it difficult?
Yeah, especially in the past. Playing. When I played the Saints in the past, I remember when I was with the Niners when we played the Saints. He just did a good job with personnel, especially when he had Taysom Hill. You know what I mean? Just personnel changing up it's a whole completely different offense. When he was in the game, the little things like that, and you can still see some of the different personnel that they do throughout a game. And like I said, they do a really good job with changing protections in certain formations and little things like that. So it's gonna be a fun game.
Do you pay attention to what other interior D linemen around the league are doing? And if you do, have you noticed what Zach Allen's been doing this year for Denver?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've over the past couple of years, been seeing some of the stuff that he's been doing. I mean, he's been playing really well at a really high level, and which is great for them and their defense. I usually keep up with some of the guys, interior wise around the league, just to see, what's been working for them, and can I utilize it in my game?
How close do you stay to football during a bye week but still kind of take all the benefits away from that time off?
Yeah, sometimes you need, obviously in the bye week, you got to unplug a little bit and get away from football. And my wife was laughing at me because she was like, you can't stay away from football that long, because we ended up at the Duck game. And, being watching the Ducks in the Big Ten Championship, which is a great opportunity, but also, yeah, I mean, even on Sunday, I mean, I was tuned in, all Sunday watching the games and everything. And she was just telling me, eventually one day when you get done, it's going to be really hard for you. I was like, yeah, it is. So.
Can you put Matt Kelsey in the Duck?
We can cut this. We're
it was it turned out being a great game. So I spare Conti.
Let's go. Let's go. Last one.
This weekend. What do you say to the younger guys on the squad? Just how they go approach this?
Yeah. So really not just the young guys, it's everybody. like I've been saying it all week, people say we're fighting to get in the playoffs, but we're already in it, This is a playoff game. And from here on out, that's what they are, to get to where we want to be. You got to approach each and every game like it's a playoff game, and it is. It's win or go home essentially, and we can't hope and pray on somebody else, for our fortune. We got to make our own fortune. So it starts on Sunday. All right.
That's DeForest Buckner, and I think it's really important to have a guy like him on the field in a game of this level of importance. There are a lot of guys on the team that haven't played a game this important. And, last year, the season-ending game where they lost, they would have gone to the playoffs had they won. But they haven't succeeded. Let's say that. They haven't succeeded in a game like this. They may have played in one, but not a lot of guys have had success doing that. You know what DeForest Buckner has? DeForest Buckner brings some weight into a room where he talks about the mindset that you got to have in order to get a win in a game like this. DeForest Buckner is going to earn his money this Sunday.